One of my most anticipated films is Marvels Thunderbolts, and I wanted to build something that captures its essence. Sounds epic, right? But what started as a dream quickly turned into a battlefield of setbacks. This isn't just a build, it's a piece of art, and you won't believe what it took to finish. Oh, I have another issue, guys. The wireless Unifan SLs require a USB header. The problem is we have 1 set, 2 set, 3, 4, 5. 5 USB headers is not going to fit into 2 in the motherboard. The 3-pack did not include a USB splitter hub, so I'm unable to power the LCD on the side fans, on the back. I can only power 2. Later in the video, I'll show you how I'm going to fix this. Got my radiators installed, guys. Another issue, if I was actually to mix and match these fans, so these are the non-LCD wireless versions, if I was to put an LCD screen in there, then the connector coming off of them in the middle here would have to be a USB header. So I would actually need way more USB headers to have all of these fans running if I were to mix and match. Again, I want to stress the importance that I think Lian needs to include a multiple USB hub that connects to one on the motherboard, just so it makes it easier for users with these types of fans if they want to mix and match. I've had a major issue with this graphics card, and I solved that issue in this video right here. So if you want to see it more in depth, you can go check that out after this video. Essentially what was happening was we were getting this card pulsating red. That means that the leak detection system is in full effect. It stops us from booting up. We get no signal, no display, and that's unfortunate. The only way I was able to overcome this after many days of research was either by A, putting a small extension fitting on there, I mean a real thin one that doesn't go across the leak detection, or B, completely ripping it off. I ripped it off. It saved all my issues, and I had to do the same thing in one of our previous builds as well with a previous generation water-blocked AORUS graphics card. I've run into another issue. If you have a motherboard where it doesn't have an NVMe slot up the top, and instead it has the PCIe lane, you actually can't use it with this desk unless you turn the GPU around and you vertically mount it, or I should say horizontally mount it, because the motherboard sits flat, right? So what we have here, as you can see, the motherboard tray has no slot right here. So when I go to install my GPU and I put it in like this is blocking access to the display and HDMI ports. So I'm forced to actually install the GPU. As you can see, I've swapped the bracket around to install it like this. To be honest, I think that looks pretty cool and unique. So I'm not sad about it, but I'm just saying that if anyone gets this desk and chooses a motherboard with the PCIe slot up the top instead of down one, you're going to run into that issue. But it's okay, there's a solution. I have a big problem with the reservoir. It sticks up way too high. So I've got the normal brackets under there, but look at the fitting. That fitting sticks up above the top, so it's actually going to collide with the glass. It doesn't fit, and unfortunately, this is one of the lowest profile reses that I have. I even went with the DDC version because it was lower profile than the D5, even though I would love a D5 pump in this system. Now don't get me wrong, the DDC will still work. However, I had to come up with a fix for this because this is the only place that I could have the reservoir with what I'm planning on doing. So instead of the black bracket, I have actually stick two pieces of 10mm acrylic together for a total of 20mm and stuck it onto the back of here. Now this is going to serve as a resting spot for the reservoir, and we are going to have to double side tape that down, which will be good. We'll use some strong tape. It's not going to move at all. And of course the pump actually sits 20mm high as well, so it's going to sit nice and flat. but look how much more height that we're gaining here. This is perfect. The fittings are gonna fit. It's gonna work wonders. So that is our solution. Once the liquid goes in, we don't even see this, which is absolutely amazing. Change of plans with this system, guys. So we were planning on putting the city on the inside of this PC, but as you can see, there's not a lot of room. We've got fans taking up the left and right hand side of the motherboard. We're going to have a cable hiding tray right here. So there's really not a lot of room to build off of unless we were to build on top of. And we don't want to restrict airflow. So we're going to take our city from inside the desk. We're going to bring it to the outside. It's going to go all the way around the outside of the desk and look really nice. And we'll still have some space here to allow us to put things on the desk. And of course we have the drawers on the side as well. I think that's going to look nicer. So my thoughts are, let's install a radiator here. Let's install a radiator here. We'll get more tubes and cooling inside. And this will be one beast of a system. Well, this is my plan for the fan issue, guys. It is a internal USB port extension. So we actually turn one port into 4. It does have power by SATA as well. But I'm hoping that with this little mechanism, we'll be able to get display on every single one of our LCD displays on the fans. So we've got all of the tubing in, and I just knew with the layout that I wanted to do, I was going to run into an issue. I've actually done this before, and here is my solution. With the tube that runs from here to the GPU, I could have easily done a 90 from there and come straight across, but I wanted to fill out the length of the desk. What that means is that the tube is going to have some sag in it up at this end, especially once we start adding liquid. So I just laser cut these little stands right here. It'll just help to hold a bit of the weight of the tube. I mean, it doesn't need the stand, but to keep it perfectly straight, I put those in, and I also done it on this one right here. Marvels Thunderbolts is out now, and I wanted to create the landscape with the void going through New York and destroying all of the buildings. We actually achieved that with some real concrete. Yeah, I went out and bought some real concrete, made some molds, made some walls, and then broke them all up. We've even got the helicopter from the movie which crashes when it hits the crane, so we've got that floating midair as well. Being New York, we also made a bunch of taxis as well. We scattered them throughout, and of course we've got flipped over cars everywhere as well. We've got billboards, of course, the GeForce Garage logo and the Thunderbolts logo as well. We also dirtied up the buildings a bit and made them with cracks and stuff. That's from the void coming and destroying buildings, almost like I destroyed the monitor. But it all came together, and I just think the additions of the cranes and everything that we did really looks very unique. What do you think, Amelia? Happy?
Great.
Anyway, guys, we really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this, consider leaving a like on the video, guys. We really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you like mostly about this system, and if you want to see more custom systems like this, we actually have a few coming up. Thanks for watching, guys. Consider watching this video wherever it is on the screen, and we'll see you all in the next one. By the way, hit that notification bell. I never asked that.